So for this one we're just going to go through the blank PowerPoint, and I'll talk you through what I expect for each slide. So, like me. The first one, obviously all you need to do, copy and paste the name of your poem, the title and the author, and put your name and your class. Second one, copy and paste it in, put the title nice and clear, and start memorizing it if you haven't already. Number 3, what is the poem's legacy? Now, the most important thing is there's questions here to get you thinking. Don't just answer the questions like you are in primary school. Make it everything a full sentence, so don't write, is it famous? Yes, it's famous. I read on the internet, it's good. Turn that into a full, complete statement. So the poem is famous because it's appeared in many poetry anthologies and been performed frequently. For example, at the AFL Grand Final in 2014 or whatever. The only one that might be tricky as an anthology is an anthology is a collection of poems or stories into a book. So it might be the Penguin anthology of love poems, and then it will contain what's considered in the literary world the best poems of that type, of that theme, will be collected into one place in an anthology. Second one, who wrote it? All the basic stuff. You might need to change some of these if you're focusing on a conflict poem rather than a strictly war poem. And of course, did they receive any medals or awards? Again, if they're not a warrior or a soldier or a fighter, you could make degrees they've got in poetry or awards they've won for the poems they've created, which is not uncommon at all. Okay, what is the message? Again, what do you think they're trying to say? What effect does it have on you? And how is it communicated? What is the poem's form? How is it set out? How is it laid out? What does that mean? What effect does that have? Why would someone write a longer poem when they could write a shorter poem? Was it to appear in a newspaper? Was it to appear in a book? Was it to appear in the author's own release, their own novel, their own book of poems? Explain why. Now these are the techniques. As I said before, it's really important you say where it was done, why it was done, and what effect that has on the reader and on the poem itself. And so on for 2, 3, 4 and 5. As I said before, you could add an extra slide which includes all the other techniques that you didn't refer to but that you could have if you needed to. Again, your reading of the poem, strictly up to you, no right or wrong. What do you think? What does it say to you? What does it communicate to you? Again, this is the tricky one, alternate readings of the poem. If you want to be really advanced, you could look up famous poetic criticism, so find out famous people who review books, review poems, analyze things like this, and you could say, for example, Simon Sharma suggests that this poem is about the Russian Revolution and it indicates that the Tsar was weak, or something of that nature. The simplest level is just think of different lenses, so maybe capitalist, feminist, masculinist. If you like, how would they have interpreted the poem and how would they see the message? Last one, why I chose this poem. Pretend you chose it because you love it and you found it and you really enjoyed it. Don't just say you picked it from a pile or you found it on the internet, or try and elaborate on that a little bit. Alrighty, that should be everything you need to do well on the assignment. Thanks guys.